Hey guys, it's Lucia from emeraldstitchcraft. Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are on to week 4 of the SIRDAR crochet along, which is mental that we are 4 weeks into this now. It's literally almost a finished blanket. So before we get into the crocheting elements, you know, I gotta do my little media wrap up. So the last time we spoke, I was gonna be watching Megan. I'd seen it before, so obviously I knew I was gonna like it. It's a great film. It's a bit of crack. Then we watched Hell House LLC. I love this film. I feel like I don't have enough people who talk about this film. It is good to see that it has kind of blown up a little bit. There's a new film lineage. I think it's actually gone to the cinema. Like, I don't think it's gone straight to Shudder. So I think that's pretty good. It is a found footage style, which is one of my favourite mediums of storytelling when it comes to horror movies, because it just really kind of puts you in that moment. This was a film I actually like found myself completely. So when I... Can I help you, sir? Sir, I'm trying to record. I don't know what your deal is. What? When I found this film and I started to watch it, I literally just stumbled upon it by myself. I feel like I didn't know anybody that was talking about it. And it was just, immediately I was like, that was a great film. That actually like scared me. That was really, really good. Loved it. The rest of them, not so much. I have watched them all and they're not fantastic, but the first one is just great and I rave about it all the time. And then we watched Paranormal Activity, the first one. Again, the first is just like, it's just the best, it's the classic. I have watched them all. They are slightly garbage the longer it goes on. Like, I think 2 was good and maybe 3. I can't fully remember. But 1 was just really, really good and I loved it, so I knew I wanted that on my list. Tonight I'm not sure what we're gonna watch. I kind of want to watch 30 Days a Night. I don't know. I'm gonna spin the wheel and see what the wheel gives us, maybe. And then kind of go from there. I don't know. I'm gonna wait till my husband's off because I don't know what I'm in the humor of. Mostly because it's just too warm. We have a lovely surprise heat wave going on in Ireland right now in August, which is just really great. It's wonderful. If this heat wave was last month, I would have loved it. In August, not so much. Like, I'm done. I'm ready to be cold, you know. Also, it doesn't help that, I don't know if you can tell by my voice, my throat is starting to get really sore. So when you're not feeling well and it's a heat wave, those are not good bedfellows, you know. So that's actually why this video is technically a daily. So yesterday I did do a bit of crochet. Just because I wasn't feeling well and I felt sorry for myself and I wanted to crochet. So I did take a little clip of me starting it with a little bit of progress, so I'll probably just put those in here. The progress that I made. So the word tree is starting to appear. I didn't record it because I had to like relearn how to do it, and so it was a bit of trial and error. But to start off, I actually did a foundation single crochet. I kind of thought it might be a little bit better because normally with any tapestry pieces I've done, when you're doing the bottom row and it's the chain with the single crochets into it, it always ends up really tight. And I have to kind of really pull it an awful lot, and it just doesn't look right. And so I figured, because I'm going to be attaching this to a panel, because normally I would just probably block it and it would be kind of hanging, so I can kind of get past like the tightness. But because this is going to be crocheted, or attached anyway, to the rest of the blanket, I wanted to have like more definition down the bottom, so it kind of still does bow out a little bit. When it comes to colour changing, my tension is like hit or miss. It's, if I'm just crocheting like one single solid colour, my tension tends to be pretty bang on, which is like bordering on loose. I'm on like the looser side of normal tension, but when it comes to color work, I always seem to do the first change of a color really tight, and so you get like weird things like here. I don't know if you can tell, that kind of bows up, so it's really tight change in here and really tight change in there, and nice and loose here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it is something that it'll be kind of worked out in the end when it's attached to the blanket. It will all look good. So yeah, and then as well, for changing initially, now I'm gonna, viewer discretion is advised, the back of the piece. So at the start, I don't even think you can tell, which is good, I suppose. I was kind of hiding, like I was carrying the stitches all along, and then I kind of reached a point where I was like, it's getting too fiddly, it's getting too messy. And then when the green and all starts coming in, and there's like 2 shades of green that are going to be in this, that it's going to be really kind of tricky. So I don't know what it's called, but basically what I started to do was I was cutting off long strands, and so each strand is for each letter. So say for the T, this long black and this long green are just purely for this T, so it will be crocheted up and around for that one. And then for this one, I think I need to reattach a black one on, it's too short now, but again, black and green, that'll be for the or. And then for the, at the minute, again, it's short and need a new one, that's just for the E, that's just for the A, that's just for the T. So each letter has its own kind of strand that I'm just working with, and it's the purple that will get carried all the way across. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So it looks a little bit shocking, a little bit raggy. I have seen people do, like, they make like proper bobbins with them where they like wind it up and everything, and they have them kind of hanging off. I think I actually seen a good trick of someone saying that they just use clothes pegs for doing that. I don't have any clothes pegs because I use a clothes horse or a dryer, so I don't have a washing line. Yeah, I don't have anything like that, so we just do what we can with what we have. And then as well, in regards to this pattern, when I actually printed off everything and I seen this wall of text, absolutely not. Absolutely no thank you. Like neon purple, 1 chain, 9 single crochet, black, 3 single crochet, purple, 5 single crochet. No. This wall of text, are you telling me I'm supposed to follow that? Absolutely not. So I'm delighted that there's a graph. Instead of written instructions, I kind of wish that she had done like the blocks. So this is just the last page of a random one. So you can kind of see here that it's brown blocks, white blocks. This is a free pattern for a dino skull, if anybody is interested. But so it'll say that says 15, 14, 3, 14, say. And so it's 15 in the brown, 14 in the white, 3 in the brown, 4. And it's a much easier way of reading a pattern rather than saying brown, 15 single crochet, white, 3 single crochet, whatever. Like, you just follow the blocks. I've done a few tapestry pieces that use this style, and it's just a lot easier to kind of follow rather than like word text, if you know what I mean. So, but they did include the graph as well, that not just on 1 page, it could be split up over 2 pages to make it easier. I don't really mind that. Like, so basically what I have been doing is, I'll show you, I got a pen and I did deep lines here, like dark lines there, so you could see that each of them was 10. And then as I'm going along, I'm just using a ruler to scratch off the line that I've done. And then just so I don't, not that I will get confused, but so I don't get confused, I've drawn little arrows on the other side so that I know that I'm working the opposite way. So that's kind of what I've done. That's what I find to be a little bit easier, because then I can just go, okay, right, that's 5 in the purple and then 7 in the black, whatever, that kind of thing. So that's basically what I've been doing. I keep that beside me. Yeah, enough chit chat, time to actually start getting a bit of crochet done. My goal for the day is to just get the word treat done and then maybe start on the cauldron. It is only Friday today, I think. I have no sense of time. Yeah, so my goal is to just sort of get that done today, and not kill my hands, because I do tend to find I get more hand pain doing tapestry. I think it's like way more kind of grippy or something. I don't know. Yeah, so let's get to it. So actually, while I am crocheting, I wanted to see, I wanted to ask you guys, like, how do you color change? So for me, I do, so I have, I'm gonna try and see if I can zoom in here. I'm zoomed in here, so hopefully you can see. So I know that I need to do 5 before I change into the black. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So I start it like I'm going to do a regular one. So I have the 2 purples on the loop, and then I just sort of like hold that there. And then getting the black, I then finish it with the black and just sort of give the purple a little tug so that the purple is now finished and my next stitch is, oh god, is black. So that's how I do my color changes. So how do you guys do your color changes? I'm actually quite curious. I don't know where I learned this. I think it was like the first time I ever tried to do a color change. It was like a year and a half ago, and I just googled how to color change and this little video popped up. I didn't even watch it on YouTube, so yeah, so that just thought I would ask people. And then also that way I just do it normally when I'm working on the right side, but if this was the other way and the wrong side was facing me, what I actually do to change colors is I go in the front way of so normally you'd like, if you're whatever way you're looking at it, you would push your stitch in through like this way, front to back. But when I'm working on the wrong side to change colors, I go in from the back to the front. I feel like it just maybe gives it like a slightly cleaner finish. I don't know. I could be just lying to myself, but yeah, that's how I color change. So I just thought I would show it. Obviously, if people are doing this, I'm guessing you know how to color change, but I just thought that was a really interesting way that I learned how to do it. So I just wanted to know, what way do you do it? I don't know. Let me know. So it's been a few days. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I've been getting sick and it was really bad the last couple of days. I'm kind of hoping I'm on the other side of it, but we're still dealing with a mini heat wave. And I, for one, would like to sign a petition that says it should be illegal for you to be sick when there's a mini heat wave. I don't know how many signatures we need, but I reckon we could get it. We could get it passed because it's not fair. But anyway, so I didn't make much more progress. In actual fact, I had to frog 2 rows because I had missed a stitch. I was like a row and a half. I was like nearly done with the next row and I had to frog it back because I missed a stitch, which is why you shouldn't crochet. Well, it's why you shouldn't tapestry when you're not well. I suppose if it's just like not color changing, just like repeating stuff, that's fine, but tapestry when you're sick is not the best idea. So we're going to continue on with that today. I think I said it in the last clip, I did take a couple of clips of me working when I like didn't want my face on screen or I didn't want to be talking, so I have a couple of those clips. So yeah, not a whole lot of progress, but it's fine. It is what it is. I managed to finish my socks, so that was something fun. So 1 and 2. So look at the toe on this one because I was finishing on the black, but that's the finished socks. So again, like I was saying, I like that they're same but different. So I think they're really cool. Yeah, I haven't been able to wear them. 75% wool and a mini heat wave don't go together. So again, I'm going to be super prepped come autumn winter. But for now, I'm just kind of having fun. I did then of course cast on another pair with the other yarn that I said I had, the Hobie Witch in Love. So that's this one here, so I'll show you up close. So with this one, I decided that I'm going to do a 2x2 rib rather than a 1x1 rib. I just think it looks a little bit nicer. It has the self-striping kind of going on. It was only when I was actually showing my mother-in-law that she was like, yeah, she was like, oh, the little kind of little black dots look like hearts. And I was like, actually that makes a lot of sense because the shade is called Witch in Love. I don't know if that's exactly what it was supposed to be, but that is kind of how I'm looking at it. But these are working up gorgeous. I might actually have to get a couple more shades. Or like just try the other shades that they have, because this one, like this one's a little bit scratchy, but it's not so scratchy when you put it on your feet, and like that makes sense, your feet are your like toughest part or whatever. I was like, when I first kind of felt it in the ball, I was a little bit worried about it being scratchy, but it's actually like once it's worked up, it's actually not too bad. But this one is like softer again, so which it doesn't make sense to me because they're both the exact same makeup, like they're both 75% wool. And I was watching, I can't remember who I was watching, I've watched so many YouTube videos because I've been so sick, but someone else was talking about doing the Hobie, see my voice, doing the Hobie Halloween sock wools, and they even said the same, that this one is a little bit softer than this one, and it doesn't really make much sense. I think maybe it's because it's a little bit thicker. I weaved in all my ends so I don't have a strand out, but this one, like, I suppose you can even just kind of tell by looking at it, this one is a little bit thicker, so I'm thinking maybe that's why it's softer. It's a bit more plush. I don't know, but I'm loving how this is working out, and I'm delighted with these. So I just just need it to be cold now so I can wear them, because I think they're gonna look super cute, like sticking over the top of my boots. And that's gas, because I do say like, oh, I can't wait for it to be cold again, I can't wait for it to be cold again, I'm sick of the summer. When I think it's going, and I think it's getting cooler, and I have that little whisper of autumn, I'm excited. And then the sun comes back and I'm like, oh, go away. But then once I have a couple of days of sun, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I actually love the sun. Yeah, no, I think it's actually quite nice. Sitting on my egg chair in the garden doing a bit of knitting, you know, granny style. I think I do love the sun. I'm just one of those people, I just love everything. I love all the seasons, you know. Summer is great because you've got like the sun, the long days, and autumn is great because you've got Halloween and the Great British Bake Off, and then winter is great because it's dark and it's cozy, and you've got Christmas, and you've got the great big pottery throwdown in January, and then spring comes along and you start to see the flowers and the days are getting longer. Like, I'm just someone, I will find joy in every season. I just love them all. Autumn is still my favourite, obviously, but I will find joy in all of the seasons. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So, media-wise, I suppose, because we're still watching our movies. So the last time I talked, I think we had watched Hell House, and we were going to be watching Paranormal Activity, and then the day after then we watched Fear Street 1978. I remember when these like were first announced that it was going to be like the Fear Street trilogy. I thought it was such a cool idea, but I do think that 78, the 1978 one, is my favorite. Not the 1978, the Fear Street 1978 set in 1978. I'm over explaining this. I think that's probably my favourite one. Again, it's just, I love all the music in it. I love the camp. Well, I love the campiness of it, but I love that it's set in a camp. In like a summer camp. My god, there's so many different ways I'm talking about this film. Anyway, I just think it's really, really good. I think the kills are really good. Like, it's not overly gory or overly crazy. Like, I just love that it's just like a dude with an axe. Like, just classic killer vibes. And that it's set in a camp and it's all like the pretty teenagers and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's really good. That would be my favourite. I know I have the, what is it, 1666 I think it is. I have that one on the list as well, just because since we only watched, that's what I was saying, because we only watched Prom Night recently, I was like, oh, I definitely want to put all the Fear Streets on the list. And I had just, like, right before the 100 Nights of Halloween, I had just watched the 1990 set in Fear Street one. I think that's probably my least favourite, which is crazy because I'm a 90s kid, but yeah, I don't know why, I think that's just kind of my least favourite one. And then we watched As Above, So Below. So I did watch this, like, I want to say like 7 years ago maybe. Yeah, I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago that I watched it. I watched it on my own. My husband was in work my husband was in work that day. and I remember liking it, and I remember thinking, God, I think my husband would actually like this, and then we just kind of never watched it. Like, I never watched it again. And it was one that he had talked about that he wanted to watch again anyway, so we put it on the 100 Nights of Halloween list. And yeah, I actually forgot how good it was. Like, I liked it way more than I remembered liking it. Again, it's that found footage style, which, like, I will shout until the cows come home that I love found footage style, and I think it really works for this. Like, it's a documentary about trying to find this, like, hidden thing, and I think it really does work, like having the head cam and then the big camera kind of thing. I think it really helps with the setting. Like, the Paris catacombs are creepy enough as it is, and then, like, never mind all the fucking 7 levels of hell that they have to go through. I just think it's a great movie. A couple of jump scares, one in particular got me something fierce last night. Nearly jumped out my bleeding skin. I don't know what we're gonna watch tonight. We're gonna spin the wheel and just sort of see what happens. We are getting down to some, like, really good movies that we do want to give our full attention to, but also the Battlefield 6 beta is out, so my husband is deep into that with his mates, and I am up to my eyeballs in market prep. So when I'm not doing this, I am going crazy doing market prep. So I'm making little pouches that need to be aligned. These are going to be offering or trinket pouches. I have tons of lavender bookmarks that I have made. I have tons of pumpkin coasters that I've made. I made a ton of these, like, sigil rocks. I think I've shown them, sigil stones. All the sigils are hand created by me. I cleanse everything with sound. I don't burn incense. I'm asthmatic and I have a dog, and incense is not good for either of us, so I don't cleanse with incense. I cleanse with a Tibetan singing and I have cleansed all of these stones, and then I had charged them with some moon water, and I created my own sigils. If it will show, yeah, there you go. So I have tons of them. I think I've got about 20. And all the stones are hand picked by me from the lake at Glendalough, here in Wicklow. So yeah, I've got tons of them. So that is what I've been working away on when I haven't been working on this, and then kind of in the evenings, that's when I've just been, like, putting on YouTube or a movie or a TV show or something. Big into documentaries lately. I'm back on the documentary buzz, and I've just been knitting. So that's everything that I've been doing. I've waffled for too long. Let's get crocheting. Okay, we've made some progress. Excuse my dog barking. Yeah, you can definitely see where I've changed. I'll just wait for Chewy to be done. Honestly, how dare anybody come near our house? How dare they? You can kind of see what I was saying before about, like, there's a bit of a bump, where, like, I'm obviously pulling it really tight when I'm changing colours, but I reckon that'll just be that'll pull itself out anyway when I'm getting towards the end. But I am going to just take a few minutes to tidy up the back, because I have so many little ends what's up with your bud? He's fine. I have so many long windy ends that it's kind of getting a bit tricky to see what I'm supposed to be grabbing and what I'm not supposed to be grabbing, so I'm going to take a couple of minutes just to tidy up the back, and then I will work some more on it. Much better. So that's the back. And there's the front. So I'm going to finish off, like, I did say this the other day before I started feeling pure garbage. I am going to work on this as much as possible off camera. I'm already, like, a few days behind with this vlog, and I would rather have slightly less crocheting footage and a fun-ish, I hope, vlog going out than have nothing. And I don't want to fall behind, because then that will then affect next week's video. So None of this is important. The days mean nothing in this video because it's just clip, clip, clip. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this off camera and I will check back in with you then when I'm done. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours and I'm not in the headspace for this, but this is what I've gotten done. So the treat, and then the start of, that'll be the or, I think, of the trick or treat. Yeah, making headway, but I think being sick, I'm not concentrating properly and I keep making mistakes, and so I've had to frog it loads and recount it loads. And so I think today I'm gonna call it quits for today, and then tomorrow I think I might, hopefully is the plan, I might hopefully get up early and really try and bash it out. Because like I said earlier, I'm getting a bit frantic that I'm running out of time. The week is almost over and I do want to make sure I get this out. But I'm just in bits, so we're gonna do what we can. But yeah, I'm happy enough with that progress. I think it's starting to look proper cute now. Using the 3 colours should be interesting. I was already finding it frustrating with just 2 colours, but using or 4 colours? See what I mean? I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm gonna call it quits for tonight and I'll start again tomorrow. Okay, it's like 2-3 days later. Again, I'm sure you can hear from my voice, I sound like a broken record. Literally, and also just figuratively, because I've not been stopping talking. I keep apologising for feeling sick. This has been a doozy of a week, but I've always wanted to do that whole like blanket drop down thing. I think it's like so fun, so expect that when the blanket is done. But for now, for now we are done. So I think it's super, super cute. It's a little bit bogey in regards to, like, you can tell that that's not a straight line. Again, it's all to do with my tension when I'm changing the colours and stuff. So, but yeah, the back's not too bad. Like, I just sort of weaved in any ends kind of as I was going and then cut. So if you look too closely, you'll see little tufts and everything, but we don't look too closely, do we? No, we don't. I do really enjoy a tapestry piece. It can be really fiddly when you're starting and when there's lots of colours. It can also kind of feel like a bit of a nightmare, but I do quite enjoy tapestry pieces when I can take my time with them and I have not self-imposed a deadline. So, but as I always say, it is what it is. We do the best of what we've got. And so this was the hand I was dealt this week. So what can you do? But yeah, I really, really like it. I think it looks super cute. To be honest, it would be something that even like later on as like not as part of the blanket, I would like as like a tapestry piece that I could hang up for like Halloween or something like that. Like you could do it in a few different colours, although to be honest I would probably pick these colours anyway. I wouldn't mind seeing how like the or would look maybe an orange and just really get all the Halloween colours in there. But there it is. That is week 4 finished. I'm looking forward to week 5, but I am a little bit worried because, as I mentioned earlier, I have got a market at the end of this week, and then it is my husband's birthday as well, in the middle of the week. So busy doing birthday stuff with him. Don't even know what we have planned at the minute. And then doing last minute market prep stuff as well. But my plan is to spend the rest of today hopefully getting all of the market stuff done. And then I have everything bar the cake made and prepped for my husband's birthday. So I think I'm on a good footing. I think I'm going into the week prepped and ready. I'm finally starting to maybe feel a little bit better. So that's also a win. I still can't breathe out through my nose. So we are mouth breathing something fierce over here. That's amazing. But we're doing good. We're happy with the crochet piece. Like, are you kidding me? It's just so fun on Halloween. I keep saying it, I love really garish Halloween. Like, I want old school Halloween. Like, I love the purples and the oranges and the greens and like all the kind of acid bright colors and stuff. I just think it's really, really cool. It just reminds me, I think, of being a kid at Halloween, when you would just use like black plastic bags as like, you know, the big massive black bin bags. We would like stick them to our wall and put any like Halloween arts and crafts we had done on them, or like you would tape one to the doorway and cut it into strips so it was like spooky. And so I think that's kind of why I love this so much, because it is just that really bright, obnoxious Halloween that I love. But yeah, all in all, I did enjoy making it. I made most of it yesterday. I did sort of lock in. I was very worried how I was going to wake up feeling today, but I'm feeling okay. I think I took the correct amount of breaks yesterday in order to not absolutely mangle my hands again. Yeah, look, when push came to shove, I did enjoy making this. I did have fun making this. I'm absolutely obsessed with how it turned out. I think it's so stinking cute. So I do really, really like it. So yeah, week 4 done. Looking forward to week 5 now. A little bit more Tapestry. Yeah, I'm really interested to see then how next week is gonna go, because it's like a frame Tapestry piece. So I've never done that kind of work. I mean, I'm guessing it's gonna be like when you make if you were to crochet like a cardigan or something like that, and you're doing like the neck shaping or like the fronts, you do like a massive back panel and then you just sort of like attach and then continue. Like, I reckon it'll probably be the top bit, and then you just like attach your yarn on and work down, and then attach your yarn on and work down, and then join them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Spooky blood drippings. And then for next week's video, you will see all my pieces put together as well, because once I have that border done, everything is done, and I can just whip stitch it all together. So that'll be kind of cool to see. And then the last week will be it finished. There's only like 2 weeks left, which is just crazy. That kind of segues nicely into what I want to have a quick little chat about, which is, what do you guys want from me after this is done? Because I've been having such a good time with this, and I'm seeing the interaction that I'm getting from this series, and it has me so excited. And I'm so afraid that once this series is over, I'm gonna lose all my viewers and my subscriptions and my comments and stuff. So yeah, what kind of videos would you guys like to see next? So like, I have a couple of little ideas, like a couple of spooky ideas, a couple of like normal ideas. Like, I am planning to knit my first jumper. So I've only ever crocheted wearables. So I've crocheted like a ton of wearables, if you have seen that video. If you haven't, give it a go. And then, but in regards to knit, I've only knit my socks. So like, I did technically knit a scarf like 10 years ago, but it was terrible. So it's just the socks. But I kind of feel like if I can handle knitting socks, like tiny thread on tiny needles, I feel like I should be okay. But then again, I also might be doing that thing where like, I do one thing small and then I immediately get this crazy confidence that I don't have in any other aspect of my life to then jump into a gigantic product. Like, that's how the crochet started. I crocheted that little pumpkin as part of a Halloween kit. It turned out kind of garbage, but I went, I'm gonna knit a jumper now. But you know, it worked. And here we are, like 3 years later. But yeah, for knitting, I just kind of want to knit like a basic jumper, so nothing too fancy. I'm not even sure if it's gonna have neck shape, and I found a pattern, and I think it's literally just like my first ever crochet jumper, which is just like a front panel, a back panel, and then 2 rectangle panels that are going to be the arms. For the arms, I might actually pick up the stitches I'm working around. I'm not sure. I'm talking like I'm so confident and I know what I'm doing, and I don't. But that's one idea, because that leads me into what I want my first big proper project with like color work and everything to be, and that is, I want to make Saga's jumper from Alan Wake 2. I'll pop a little picture here. If you don't know Alan Wake, the video game series, it is terrifying. They are horror games about a novelist, and weird. I like, to be honest, I'm not even sure I could explain it even if I wanted to. There's like the dark place that they kind of go to. Anyway, terrifying games. So 2 will scare the absolute bejesus out of you. Like, oh my god. But they're such good games. Like, the story is incredible and emotional, and then like the characters are just so good and so fun, and I swear the music from Alan Wake 2 is top notch. Like, there's a band that in real life, that like they're a band in real life, and then they play these characters in the game, and so they have their own band in the game, and the music is unbelievable. Like, it was top of both mine and my husband's Spotify playlists the year the game came out, so like that's how good it was. They're still kind of up there on the Spotify playlist, like they're so good. But yeah, she wears, anyway, I've gone completely off on a tangent again. She wears this really cool jumper, and it's just, I don't know what they call it, I can't remember, it's like escaping me now, but basically the jumper is really cool. It's just like a basic jumper, but the creators of Alan Wake released the official knitting pattern so people could make it, and it's been like my goal to learn how to knit so I could knit this sweater. So that's one of the big things that I kind of want to do. And then to get back to my original point, which was future videos, I also want to make that like my little cozy like dressing gown giant cardigan type thing from the Hobie Halloween yarn. But like, apart from that, I'm not really sure kind of what else to do. I have a couple of ideas in regards to, like, you know, the kind of lead up to Halloween, I suppose. Like, you know, maybe it'll be carve a pumpkin with me or something. I don't know. And then obviously I have like more movies planned, because there are a bunch of horror Christmas movies and stuff, and yeah, but like, what kind of things would you like to see? Is there anything in particular that you'd like me to try, you'd like me to do? Like, is a Q&A something that you'd want? Like does anybody have any questions they want answered? I don't know. I see people doing Q&As all the time, and like, I don't even know if anybody has any questions or is inquisitive in any way, shape or form about me and my life. But if you were, that's something that I could do a Q&A. Also, in regards to Halloween, Halloween is based on the festival of Samhain. I am a practicing witch, and Samhain actually originates in Ireland, so I could do a little video even on that, and explain the origins of it and how it's like celebrated, how it's marked, what it means, different things like a dumb supper, turnip carving, like wayward spirits, that kind of thing, if anybody was interested in that. Like, yeah, leave me some video ideas down below if you have any. If you don't, and you just are happy to be along for the ride, say that as well. And anyway, I have rambled long enough. If you have any ideas or comments, just pop them down below. Please like the video so I know. If you're not subscribed, please do that. But yeah, I've talked way too much and my throat is starting to really bother me. So I won't keep you any longer. I'll let you go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.